Competent was what we were striving for, and they hit it. There were misses. It wasn't great, but it was enough where we can hold out a little bit of hope that the 2018 World Cup in Russia could actually be good. That there are obviously, I think some of their announcer pairings were terrible, but John Strong should be the number one going forward. No disrespect to JP Della Karma, but John Strong this year was a revelaton on the national stage, and I think he is as good right now of an American announcer as you're going to get for soccer. He did great for the U.S. men's national team, and he did great in the Women's World Cup. I think Fox has a very good studio crew for the most part. It's going to be interesting to see what they do for the Men's World Cup, who they can bring in for that, because they got a very good mix for the Women's World Cup. And, of course, you have La Las and that other guy. What's the leader? Rob Stone is a very, very good desk guy. So I think after the debacle that was Gus Johnson calling Champions League and FA Cup finals, the fact that we saw Fox be able to do a competent World Cup, granted it was in Canada, so they didn't have that far to go or anything. Russia might be a different story. But the fact that they got one under their belts and they were competent at it meant this relationship can work. I have hope. We'll see how it goes from there. I guess I'm trying to think if there were any other huge soccer stories. I mean, Chile winning the Copa America. Yep, Copa America. And you talk about the corruption scandal. It wasn't just FIFA, a bladder that got hit. So many people in CONCACAF, Jack Warner.
It was everyone.
It was, to nobody's shock, other than the fact that this was actually declared legally, it was everybody basically in FIFA. I think that's what's going to stick with us. These couple things, along with what is turning out to be a very, very crazy Premier League season.
And Ed, just to add on to your Women's World Cup and what it meant, just know that as the weekend approaches, I will begin training the next generation as sweet little Miss Princess Callie is getting a soccer ball and a soccer goal for Christmas.
God, I hope she doesn't listen to this podcast and it ruins the surprise.
Oh, don't worry. She's literally laying on the couch behind my head right now. And she's passed out asleep. So she is good to go.
Good to know. So that's our biggest soccer story of 2015. If you want to throw yours in the mix, get us on the @AFA Pod on the Twitter. Wes, that brings us to Watch 4. What have you been watching in the week that was and the week that will be?
I've been watching all my shows go to the winter break.
Yes.
The Premier League's still the only thing that doesn't do a winter break, I guess.
It's the most dramatic story in the world.
American Horror Story, 2 episodes left, coming back in January. People are dying at a really nice clip right now. Nice and brutal. I'm enjoying it.
Did you see the Matt Bomber Hotline Bling dance?
Oh, it was magnificent.
Of course it was. It's Matt Bomber.
It was magnificent. Matt Bomber's fantastic. He's been great. Matt Bomber put a bullet through a guy's head the other night, and then his death comment was talking about how he had better cheekbones.
Nice.
Which he does.
He does. He
does.
He's amazing.
So that's heading to the winter break. Only a couple episodes left of this season, and I think it's been a good season. Brooklyn Nine-Nine coming out of the winter break. That's going to be moving to Tuesday nights.
Ooh.
As Fox looking to put a really strong Tuesday night slate together. So that'll be something to keep an eye on. I DVR it anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. As you know, Tuesday night is FIFA night at my house. Of course. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia debuts, I believe, January the 6th. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be highly irreverent this year, as always. So that's always a fun show for me to watch. Other than that, Ed, the thing to watch for this week coming up, Folks, ESPN, they say it every year. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It is bowl season.
Are we about to hit bowls that actually matter?
Yeah, we're getting close. I think Miami plays this weekend,
Oh, there you
and then the bowls that actually matter will start. I think,
go.
but big ups to Appalachian State
Mhm.
getting a win in a highly entertaining ball game, the Camellia Bowl.
Yes.
Of course, our tie to Appalachian State, our beloved B.W. Holt, his son is the running back coach, Stu, the
Mhm.
running back coach for Appalachian State. So good for them, good for those guys. And bowl season's here, so watch your American football, folks. This is when it starts to get fun.
This is the only American football you should be watching.
God, yes, because if I have to hear one more thing about Odell Beckham and Josh Norman,
Oh, you poor thing.
oh, well, now today it turned into, well, they may have been making sexual comments to him. Oh, give me a
Oh,
break.
I heard that on Sunday.
Yeah, now it's, I had to hear Dan Levitard for 20 minutes today. How dare he challenge his manhood? It's like, dude, it's called trash talk.
Yeah.
It's called trash talk. Oh my God, it's been in football for 75 years.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Anyway, this season must be killing you. Like,
Luckily, I don't give that big a shit.
which is true. Which is true.
I didn't make my fantasy playoffs. I know the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl again, so I'm good.
All right.
I'm fine as long as the Panthers don't win the Super Bowl, and all these fake bandwagon Panther fans are not happy. I'm fine.
There you go. I will enjoy their tears when it happens as well. I am watching myself. I'm still playing Xenoblade Chronicles X, and I'm getting so much better at it as I learn how to do things like revive people. That's been nice. That's been very nice in the middle of a battle, so that when people die, I can bring them back to life, mostly through tickling them. But that is how it's a very strange game. I'm also watching one named Field Director Jackie play through a game called Arc the Lad, Twilight of the Spirits. Thank you. It's another one of those JRPGs. We do love the jerpkas here at the old Green Estate in Rocky Mount, and it's been a lot of fun. A lot of great dialogue, which is now revolving around bananas and putting the whole thing in your mouth at once. No, this is what translation from Japan does, folks. If you want a good English sort of game and a guy that sounds like Batman, go play Arc the Lad, Twilight of the Spirits. You will need to probably procure a PlayStation 2 to do it though. So with that, Wes, let us from the rawness of shoving an entire banana down your throat in one bite to the rawness that occurs annually, weekly on a Monday night. It is so raw. What's going on in the world of wrestling?
Oh, and as we kind of talked about at the beginning of the show tonight, we're at a point where we've had our TLC pay-per-view, we had our huge Roman Reigns, title win a week ago. At the moment, we're kind of doing some holding pattern stuff up until the beginning of the year when we'll kick off. Pretty much start the road to WrestleMania as we will head toward the Royal Rumble. We're obviously keeping some of the storylines going. The whole Roman Reigns versus the League of Nations versus with the Authority that's been going on. We have not seen Triple H since the attack from Reigns. Mm-hmm. He did have a conversation with Stephanie McMahon this week in which it was said that his friends were going to pay for Roman going after Vince, and his cousins, the Usos, were assaulted this week, and then everybody's other favorite, Dean Ambrose, was put into a cage match with Sheamus.
Sheamus.
which ended up being a fun match. That was fun. Good hard hitting match. Ambrose did his flying elbow off the top of the cage. Totally cool. The Slammy Awards.
The what?
The Slammies.
What?
That's right, Ed. Much like the musical Grammys, the Slammies. Now, this has been going on for like 30 years. So this is not a new thing. The annual Slammy Awards, in which, it's the way WWE kind of does their year recap.
Mm-hmm.
In the last few years, they've let fans begin to start voting online. Yeah, you get to vote for things such as Match of the Year, Superstar of the Year.
Can they vote for a better name for these awards?
Well, like I say, it was a play on Grammys back in the 1980s, and this is just what they've called them ever since. It is an extremely tongue-in-cheek thing. They've always admitted that. They've always kind of lived by that. It's very cutesy. I mean, when you have other wrestlers and wrestling personalities presenting the awards, and people actually break into fights during the awards, I mean, you're getting what you're getting.
Right.
There was a Steve Harvey moment, of course, because we had to do that. Where R-Truth actually gave the Diva of the Year award to Paige, and then as Paige was about 30 seconds into her speech, he realized he had given it to the wrong person, and then Nikki Bella came out to receive the award. Of course, Nikki and Paige, a massive heat between the two.
Oh yes.
It's a fun little thing. But on that Raw, usually you'll have Slammies, and then you'll have a match, and you'll have the interludes. So it seems like a really compact episode of Raw because you've got so many other things going on with the Slammies. So, the biggest upset this year, the New Day, your beloved New Day, were robbed of Tag Team of the Year.
What?
That's exactly what I'm saying. The two-time Tag Team champions, the most entertaining guys in the business right now, robbed of being Tag Team of the Year by those damn Usos.
How dare they?
So, I know. I was very disappointed in that, as were they. But it was a fun little night on Raw. This week is WWE week on the USA Network. Of course, by the time you hear this podcast, it's over. But, of course, Monday Night Raw. Tuesday night, they had the Super SmackDown, which I kind of watched while we were recording tonight. And on Wednesday night, they'll be showing the Tribute to the Troops show that they do every year, which they do from a military base. Always a really cool show because, their chance to give back to our American military people. And it's always a fun show, and that'll be on a Wednesday night. So, 3 nights of wrestling this week. I'm not complaining. And next week, of course, Raw, SmackDown next week. And then as we get into January, I think things will definitely start picking up.
Nice. So that's good to know. We'll be very excited as the road to the road to the next pay-per-view.
Well, as we said, it starts the road to WrestleMania, which, by the way, road to WrestleMania, I am really trying to convince my wife that that's where we need to go on our 5-year anniversary trip is to Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, why not?
It is not going across well right now, but I'm going to continue that. I'm going to continue that suggestion.
Well, you keep that up and let us know how it's going next week for episode 87 of a Foreign Affair podcast. But right now, that's going to put a nice, tidy Christmas bow on episode 86. Big thanks to you guys joining us throughout what has now been our first full calendar year, almost bringing you all a Foreign Affair podcast and all new sports show podcasts, as it was previously known, throughout this year, each and every week to you guys out there. This podcast, as always, is presented by NGSC Sports and NGSCSports.com, where we never stop. Drop us a line on Twitter at AFAPod. Wes, you are?
At Wes Bradshaw 21.
I am at Edward Green. Find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram, find us on Periscope, find us on YouTube under the All New Sports Show. Get us an email, allnewsports@gmail.com. Mail us letters and parcels.